Controversial influencer Andrew Tate is banned from Facebook and Instagram. And just for context, Andrew had nearly 5 million followers on Instagram. Okay. If you don't, if you think that just having an Instagram account with loads of followers is just for the sake of clout, you'd be sorely mistaken. 5 million followers means you have the ability to sell all sorts of products and services from the twiddle of your fingers on your phone. Okay. Extremely valuable account to have from a business perspective. All right. Put the clout and all the rest of it to the side. From a business perspective, extremely valuable. So to have that taken away from you is quite concerning. And it's not impossible that YouTube could follow suit real quick as well. So I was on his YouTube channel just now, and his channel is still up. But check this out. Let me show you this. He had close to 400 videos up on his YouTube channel not too long ago. All right. I had a look at his channel to see if his channel was even still there. And you can see he's removed a whole bunch of videos. All right. About 130 videos have been removed. Why is this relevant? I'm going to get to this in a moment. Andrew Tate is not a Muslim, from what I understand anyway. I know he has flirted with Islam. He has expressed a number of positive sentiments towards the religion, but to my understanding, he's not a Muslim. Okay. So he is not exactly an example for Muslim men to be following from a perspective of, is he an ambassador of the Islamic religion? No, of course he's not. But he says a few things which are in line with the religion, just to do, honestly, it's basic stuff. But because we live in such a retarded time that it sounds quite novel and like a breath of fresh air. But the truth of the matter is, it's just basic stuff. Okay. And he also has a way of saying it as well. Here's what's interesting about clawing a space for yourself in the very crowded world of social media. In the beginning, you have to be controversial, extremely controversial, notorious. It's the only way to separate yourself from the rest of the crowd, from the millions of people creating content online. However, as you grow and you become more mainstream, you will have to taper, or you will have to censor yourself more and more and more, and you will have to be more and more careful of what you say. And I was explaining this to my wife just now, and this is why there are constantly new opportunities for new content creators to carve a space out for themselves as well. Always. Why? Because when you become big, you have eyes on you, scrutinizing your every single move. Very powerful eyes. They're eyes of platforms that own you. The truth of the matter is, if you're creating content on a social media platform, you are their bitch. Period. My channel included. I had 6 TikTok accounts removed. TikTok's the worst, the absolute worst for censorship. So they own you. What does that mean? It means the bigger you become, the more careful you have to be with what you say. And you will quite literally start censoring yourself. I sometimes censor myself. I check myself in my head. Shall I say it this way? What will it trigger the algorithm? Why? Because you're scared to lose what you've built. It's a natural reaction. And this is why, if you look at this from a business perspective in the entrepreneurial world, there will always be new entrepreneurs that will come along and disrupt the old order. Why? Well, an entrepreneur comes along, creates something new, disrupts the old order, okay? And then they become the new established order. But then what happens when you become successful yourself? Well, you become scared to lose what you've built. So you go into a protective state. You want to protect what you've built. Now you actually have something to lose, which means what? You're less inclined towards taking risk, which means what? You're more likely to stagnate and get left behind by the new wave of entrepreneurs who have nothing to lose and are willing to try anything and everything to scratch out a space for themselves in the world. And that's just the way life goes. rise and fall, round and round. The merry-go-round goes round and round. Dinya dawara, we say in Arabic. Life is like a circle, up, down, up, down, up, down. Everyone has their time. Nations rise, nations fall. New people rise to prominence and then they fall. On and on, round and round. So then you start censoring yourself. But with regards to Tate in particular, I mean, I want you to have a look at the language used in this article here. Yeah, I don't want to say their name. You can see the link already at the top there. Yallah, Sky. Khara Sky. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been banned from Facebook and Instagram for violating its policies around dangerous individuals, the parent company Meta has said. For those of you who saw Tate's official Instagram account, Cobra Tate, it's just lifestyle. It's cars, it's girls, it's funny jokes. There is absolutely nothing dangerous on that account at all, other than his promoting his munkar and fasad and all of that. But he doesn't actually talk about anything controversial on his Instagram accounts. It's just lifestyle. So right off the bat, that statement is incorrect. He does his controversial stuff on his business account and his YouTube account. Mr. Tate's officials' accounts have been removed from social media platforms, the kickboxer, and blah, 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 blah. Since then, he has gained further notoriety online for his outrageous and offensive comments, including some in which he suggested women, quote, bear some responsibility for being assaulted, end quote. All right, I don't want to go through this whole thing. The point I want to make is this. You know, there are some messages that I receive from you young men that I feel honored that you would think of me in such a way, but I am also concerned. And I read some of the messages that you guys send me, and I think to myself, subhanAllah, this sounds of Yawm al-Qiyamah, man. Where the people who don't have knowledge will be speaking, and those who have knowledge, they will be taken away. And I feel like I fit into the description of the former. Wallahi, I think to myself, bruv, why do you think this of me? And there's a few things here. Either there's a number of different scenarios. Either I'm suffering from a severe case of imposter syndrome, or I really am an imposter, or at least to a degree, or young men have been so heavily suppressed in their masculinity that these few things that to me are quite basic that I talk about online here, that is it's quite simple stuff. It's like a revelation because young men have been so deprived, raised as defective girls, as Camille Paglia, as Camille Paglia said. Raised as defective girls. So they hear this type of stuff. They're like, yo, man, that sounds legit. And I'm like, bro, this is like light work, bro. This is minor stuff. Please don't be impressed. I feel like a massive imposter. Don't be impressed with this stuff. This is just basic stuff, you know? And it's interesting because I was having a conversation with a senior doctor who works in, okay, let me just leave it there. He's an endocrinologist, senior doctor. And he said to me, you know, Mahdi, I agree with a lot of the things you're saying. I even agree with the no strings nikah side of things. Lo and behold, yes, I agree with the no strings nikah. But he said, if you want to share anything that I share with you, do not quote me. I need to remain anonymous. Why? Why? Because he has a lot to lose. He's a senior doctor. God knows what could happen if he comes out and starts talking about this stuff that we talk about online. He has a lot to lose. And obviously, that makes opportunities for content creators like myself who don't care, who frankly don't care, to be able to speak and talk about these things. But the reason why so many of you have been deprived of hearing what is frankly quite basic stuff, I consider it basic stuff, the content that you have consumed on my channel, is because of number one, censorship. Number two, self-censorship. People are scared to censor themselves. I even censor myself. That's the degree that which it goes to. And then number three, those who are more qualified to speak, they have something to lose. Even in the Muslim world, even the da'is, even the celebrity da'is that you see online, if they start, you would be surprised how many of them share the sentiments that they see on my channel. You would be surprised at the names if I quoted them to you. You would be surprised. but they have too much to lose. And the mafsada, the harm, outweighs the maslaha in their mind, the benefit. So they're like, you know what, Mahdi, you keep doing you keep carrying on. We don't want to go down this route because we feel like we're going to lose too much. And the harm is, the benefit is outweighed by the harm. It's interesting times. Luqman, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So if you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.